What's up, everybody? Just hanging out. Hopefully everything works fine. I don't have the best of luck with live streaming. And I'm currently uploading a video. The funny thing too is the little, there's a little bar at the bottom that says it's uploading. That is the Radiohead in Rainbows album reaction, which was excellent, by the way. So hopefully everything comes through okay, because obviously I am uploading a video right now, and that could create some issues. But what's funny is the little bar that says it's uploading is directly over the bottom of the chat, and I can't move it. So that's kind of annoying. But I can see everything pretty good. Yeah, that'll release on Wednesday. So that was one of the Patreon picks for July. But anyways, it's pretty late here. It's 11:30 p.m. I should probably be going to sleep, but I wanted to jump on here and hang out a little bit. Yeah, I don't live stream very often. I just, I enjoy live streaming a lot because I like just hanging out and interacting. We were doing the song request live streams a few times, but I always ran into issues with that just because it would eventually get caught by copyright and shut us down, which is kind of what birthed the mixtape videos. So I used to enjoy doing those live with everybody, but the mixtape videos are kind of a way for us to still, you know, get to share the music that others want to submit, but at the same time, not have to really worry about the issues with live streaming. However, I do like live streaming and hanging out. Yeah, this is always the bad idea when I decide to come down to my office, which I finished the Radiohead in Rainbows album reaction a little while ago, because today was kind of crazy. My wife and my son are out of town on a trip, my oldest son. My daughter went to summer camp today, and so I've been holding down the fort. But I just had a full schedule today, kind of running them around, getting her ready for camp, trying to do the things that I have to do for my job. And then, you know, I try to make the most of the moments that I have, which I think is the key to parenthood, you know, is trying to look for the opportunities in between all the movement and the moments that are going on, even if that's you're really busy as a family, you know, and you're doing practices or games or whatever. Try to get a pizza and eat together out of the bed of a truck between a practice or something like that. But thankfully, we're not really busy with sports right now. And so after I dropped my daughter off to go to summer camp, I had my middle son ride with me because it's just me and him for a few days. And I had to go do some social media work, but it was at a restaurant and it was kind of this like craft thing they were doing. So I took him and we had dinner there. He did the craft and I filmed and took pictures of everything that was going on. And then we went and played disc golf together and then came back home and I did the Radiohead in Rainbows. But there was a song on there, and then I'll read a couple things here and talk to you guys. There was a song on there that was really interesting to me because it didn't... So normally with a standard beat, you've got the kick on the 1, the snare on the 2. So cats, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But it was hitting the hi-hat the whole time and then was not doing a kick drum on 1. It was doing it on the 2 with a snare type sound. And it was just really interesting. I hadn't heard something done like that. So I wanted to get on here and poke around in Logic Pro. I don't have anything built out here. I do have a project I was working on that'll probably be the next Music Maker Diary, where I was actually... I don't really know how to play my guitar. I know obviously a handful of chords and but I had this like melody in my head that I plugged my guitar in and recorded it in Logic Pro for the first time. I was really happy with how it came out, and then I basically did the same notes on the keys, and then I got my son's acoustic guitar and did the chords for the notes that I was playing, and I was really happy with how it came out. But all that being said, I wanted to kind of hop in here in a fresh project and just poke around a little bit. So that's what we're going to do in a minute. So everybody, welcome in. 10:30 a.m. So you're good. Yeah. Twitch live stream with music. Yeah, I know. I've thought about Twitch. It's just a whole different platform. And right now, like, because I started doing movie reactions last year. That was the first channel that I started, and I really loved that. It was a lot of fun, but the editing takes forever, and it's a lot of trial and error because you can, I mean, if you've never watched a movie reaction with somebody, it's so much fun. If it's a movie that you've seen and obviously they haven't, it's just like sitting next to a person, a friend, like watching a movie, and you're like waiting to see how they're reacting. The same way with music. And I stumbled into that genre and really enjoyed it. So I was like, well, let me see if I could do it. And I have extensive experience in video editing. So I was doing it on my own. And I really enjoyed that because I was also just making it kind of fun and throwing some different things in there. But it takes so long. And then I just one day came across a song. It was John Bellion's Wash. And the song was so powerful to me. I was like, man, I wonder, because I already had everything set up. I had some like cues through my Stream Deck. It's like, I wonder if I could do a music reaction that anyone would care about. And so I made one, and I think I made a couple that day. And it kind of like, it was a lot of fun, and some people engaged. And so then I had this whole way that I was planning on doing reactions, which was a song a day working through an entire discography. And at one point I had like 5 or 6 artists I was doing, and every single day I released a video of a song. So I had like 5 or 6 videos coming out every single day. And then eventually I was running into some albums that were really hard to do a song at a time because you really lost the context of the album. So I tried to do a full album reaction, and I actually really enjoyed that method, and it seemed to perform better on the channel as well. So that's how I kind of got into that. I don't remember what I was talking about. What did you say? Oh, Twitch. That's what we're here, just rambling, right? So anyways, we've really built an audience here. And so with all that being said, it's like I kind of have to decide where my energy goes. There's so many creative things I want to do and paths I want to explore. But right now, like between obviously my job, which I have a lot of freedom with because I'm self-employed and at this point, I build a website occasionally. I don't do a lot. I don't do any marketing. So I get people reach out to me from time to time to build websites. But right now I pretty much just have a couple of social media clients that I do work for. And so I can kind of, work around however I want to and fit stuff in. And that's how I'm able to do this. So that being said, like going to another platform like Twitch, it's just a whole different thing too. You kind of garner a different audience. And so I've kind of put all of my chips into YouTube and then obviously over on Patreon, which it's serving me really well. And anyways, so that's why I'm not really on Twitch. Make a beat with some 808s Kanye style. Yeah, movie reactions are a lot of fun, Christopher. Silk Sonic. Yeah, I mean, if you want to, I have I have a decent amount of movie reactions up. I keep saying that I'm gonna like catch back up with it, but I have to pay an editor, and right now that's just not financially like, it wouldn't pay off for me right now, but hopefully in the future. And then it's hard too, because editors for things like that, you just gotta find the right person. I really wasn't happy with a lot of the edits. They just made some really strange decisions of cutting out certain moments that I would not cut out. And then the comments are like, why did you cut that out? And I'm like, it's not me. It's my editor, but I can only afford to pay a cheap editor. But the channel's called Young and Real. Young is in my last name and R-E-E-L, Real. Hamilton musical. My Dear Melancholy comes out tomorrow. The mixtape comes out. That's kind of my Tuesday stand-in right now. Is the mixtape videos, as long as the reactions keep coming in, or the requests. But since My Dear Melancholy was shorter, I went ahead and recorded that as well. So that'll come out at 5 p.m. tomorrow. The mixtape comes out at 12. Life of Pablo is going to be in August, because we're just cycling through. Fridays are really up to my discretion. Mondays are Patreon requested from the Chef's Kiss tier. So the regular Patreon tier that's $5, everybody we have an open round. Everybody throws stuff in there. And then we take kind of the top requested stuff and I break it apart by genre. So if we had, a ton of rap requests, I only grab like 2 of those, and then I grab some from other genres to keep a good spread. And then they go to a final round of voting. But I also, the Chef's Kiss tier, which is a higher tier, there is an extra round just for those people. And I started doing those on Mondays, and then the regular Patreon picks are on Wednesdays. And so with that, Fridays are really up to my discretion, and I've kept them reserved for rap albums. And we just kind of needed to circle back and hit J. Cole and Kendrick as we're working through their discography. And then we'll kind of float back and hit some more Kanye. And then once we've kind of wrapped up those discographies, it really gives us an opportunity to start exploring even more people. Like Travis Scott, I know people have been really interested in. Lupe Fiasco. Dave, a lot of requests have come in for Dave. I haven't listened to B yet. I really need to listen to B from Common. Thanks. I wasn't sure about the albums. Like, The Wall looked really good, and then I had this idea to stick, the vinyls on here. I mean, they're there now, so... But I don't know if I love them or not. I didn't know if it got too busy. But that's kind of something I love, too. I love busy bookshelves. I got all kinds of stuff. Obviously, I got CDs that I'm starting to collect. My little mice that are sleeping in the cigar box that remind me of me and my wife. Rubik's Cube. I got my Yeezus album up there. Obviously some little book nooks and things like that I built. Sorry, I'm trying to get caught up on the chat here. Your music content remind me so much of Bob the Pop Pop. I am aware of him. You guys made me aware of him. I've watched some other music reactors, especially when I was trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do with my channel. And so watching several other reactors is what convinced me to do full album reactions as well. But then obviously I kind of just do things the way that I really enjoy doing them, which is spending a little bit more time doing some research and stuff. Which I know is not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm kind of here scratching my own itch. August is your birthday? My birthday's in August as well. August 3rd. Yeah, I want to do more album ranking and music ranking. Like, I've done a few for Kanye's. It's just hard because, like, I kind of want to pop on here and do it without anything. Like, I could just be like, hey, here's this album, here are my top ones, but I don't know. There's this balance between like high effort and low effort and what's sustainable. And I was doing it through this PowerPoint presentation, which I really enjoy doing it that way. It just means I have to like go through every song and cut out little audio clips and upload them into the PowerPoint and all that. It just takes a while. But maybe there's a way that I can kind of accomplish what I'm wanting to accomplish and it still feel not lazy. Lou was here. Appreciate that. Oh my gosh, album I've enjoyed the most from Peehee Marts or Fee Marts. Dude, that's tough. It's really hard for me to say. There's so many that I've loved. I really loved this Radiohead album we just did, In Rainbows, was really great. I loved Mac Miller, Swimming. See, we'd have to break it down by artist. That would be the only way, because I could just sit here and ramble on about pretty much most of the things we've listened to. Little Sims, I Might Be Introvert, stands out to me. I really enjoyed that. Am I listening to Ye off camera? I am. It's just, it's hard. I tend to, like, after I listen to an album, I tend to kind of play the ones I just listened to over a few times. And then when I have, because I can't listen to a lot of music while I'm working. Because a lot of times I'm editing video for my job. And I have to be able to hear, like, what the person's saying and edit to the beat of the music and stuff. So I don't really get to do that. And so generally it's like if I'm driving or cleaning or something like that, I can throw stuff on. So a lot of times when I go like on vacation or whatever and we have a long drive, I'll play through a lot of different albums. I listened back through Starboy today. I listened back through Demon Days from the Gorillaz, which was even better the second listen through. I was really vibing to that this morning. Because I clean a venue. My wife and I typically clean a venue every Monday morning. She's out of town, so I cleaned it by myself today. So I went through a few albums while doing that. Oh, that's cool. I've really thought about doing a collab with Guitar Tiro. I've wanted to talk to him. I don't think he lives anywhere near me. I actually stalked him on the internet a little bit. I think he lives in Canada. Which I know we could do through like some online platforms. That would also be really challenging to manage, I think. But I think it'd be a lot of fun. It'd be more fun to be in the same room together. But I really like Guitar Tiro. I'd like more collaboration in the React community. And maybe it exists out there, but everybody kind of seems to be in their own pod, which I understand. I mean, everybody's busy. But it would be fun to... I've tried to, even on Patreon, I've suggested, you have like a place where you can suggest other people. And I went and found a few people and suggested them. Is Forever Story still my favorite I've listened to? It's up there. It's up there in my favorites. Appreciate all the kind words from everybody. Another Cypher. Yeah, I'll probably do another Cypher maybe when the channel's bigger. Just because I think you, obviously, putting something out there for people to rap on you're casting a wide net for only a few people that actually would want to do something like that. And so I think the bigger your reach is, the more opportunity you have. Because nobody, I think I got 2 submissions. One of them came in a bit later, but I think it'd be a lot of fun. Somebody asked, Avant-garde, throughout your whole life so far, did you always feel like music was something you always wanted to be surrounded by? It's funny, and I'll probably share my story either on the anniversary of the channel in September, or maybe when I hit 100,000 subs, because I think that's attainable. You know, I was out, I had a very small amount of music that I listened to when I was younger, and then have spent about 20 years of my life not listening to any mainstream music. So it's legit. I mean, all my first reactions are legitimate. The ones that I've put up so far that I've re-listened to was Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory and Meteora. And I didn't put first-time reaction on those because they're not. I've listened to them. I forgot a lot in them, and so that was fun to revisit them. But I truly haven't listened to anything that I'm putting up on the channel. And it's just been funny because as I've been going through it, I realized I've always been incredibly moved by music and always really connected with it. I remember back in like 2012, I was living in Columbus, Georgia, and I came across some channel, I can't remember their name now, that did all these acoustic covers to songs. I would just sit in bed and like listen to those and be so moved by them. And for the longest time, I listened to a lot of instrumental music. I loved the Deep Focus playlist on Spotify, that and Brain Food. And I would listen to those and write a lot. I wrote a few children's books because I read to my children every single night for like a decade. And I always loved picture books. Eventually we moved into chapter books, but I loved picture books. I loved the art. I loved the writing. And so I wrote a few children's books, and 2 of them went under contract, but they never manifested, unfortunately. And so I've always had my hand in creative stuff. I wrote probably 8 or 9 songs a few years ago and really got invested in that. But never like making music through a program. It was kind of just goofing around on an acoustic guitar, singing a cappella or whatever. So yeah, I've always really been moved by music. After Hours, I'm not 100% sure yet. An artist that's exceeded my expectations. I don't know that I have a good answer for that, because I don't know. Again, I don't consider myself a critic. I enjoy all of it. And so I come into everything pretty like, never with low expectations, just totally like empty, blank slate, blank canvas. And so I kind of expect everything I listen to be pretty good. And obviously like the stuff we're listening to is all really their beloved albums. Open to react to unreleased music? Yeah, I'd assume so. I don't know 100% know what that means. Like what would constitute unreleased music? I'm not 100% sure on After Hours. Nas, 100%. I think I have Illmatic slotted for the end of the month just because I've really wanted to get to that. I'm leaving town on Saturday. We have one last trip to the beach before everybody goes back to school. And so I'm kind of working my butt off to get a full slate for next week. So pray for your boy. Lupe Fiasco, soon, hopefully. Guy hurts my brain. Nujabes. The Weeknd's incredible. It can be good passive listening, especially Starboy. I had that on today, like I said, when I was cleaning, and it was just a lot of fun to listen to. I think I have to be in a specific mood or just kind of wanting to revisit to get into some of the like darker stuff. But obviously I've shared with you guys on the channel the more like crude type lyrics. It's just personally not for me. I mean, I'm turning 38. I think I'm turning 38. I'm losing track. You know, I've been married for we just celebrated our 17-year wedding anniversary. And so for a lot of that, it's just a life I'm so far removed from. Not that it has to relate to me personally. It's just with my mind, my eyes, everything, you know, I've always been just like trying to keep my heart and my mind pure. And I think some of those things, not that they necessarily affect me, I just don't really like dwelling on them. So that's why I kind of have that reaction sometimes to the really crude lyrics. Because I don't speak like that on my own. I try to, you know, be very honoring of, I guess, like, I don't speak crudely. So, but I think The Weeknd is absolutely incredible. Nostalgia Ultra. Yeah, I keep seeing that pop up. I don't know how I missed that. Obviously, it's his early work. Love Frank Ocean, though. Especially through repeat listens. What was it? Super Rich Kids? Is that one song? I think that's one of my favorites from Frank Ocean. And then Pyramids is ridiculous. Every single time I hear it. Who do I listen to the most out of all the artists I've heard? That's probably going to be 21 Pilots. Just because I listen to that a lot with my kids. I go back to John Bellion a lot. Especially the Father Figure album. Put a good bit of Pearl Jam on. And then, like I said, I generally like repeat listen to the albums after I've listened to them. Oh, I've been throwing Tyler, the Creator, on a lot. I play World of Warcraft with my oldest son. We've been doing that together recently. Because I played World of Warcraft way back when it first released for a long time. And it was kind of my life. And then hadn't played it, you know, forever. So my son, we just redid what was our dining room that we never used and turned it into like a family study. And so they all have computers in there now. And I tend to like turn a lot of the game volume down and I put music on while I play. And I find myself going to Tyler, the Creator, a lot. Bit of an odd request. What is it? No, I will not remove my shirt, but ask away. Love you too, Server Clips. Appreciate you, Coldplay Center. Yeah, I mean, I think the quality, it's just right in line with what I do for a living. I've always been the kind of person that I'd like could put my hands on and like always kind of look for how can we tweak this or improve this just a bit. And for me, especially, my workflow matters so much. I love optimization. And so like with my reactions, you guys probably know by now, like I don't do any editing unless I mess something up big time, which always sucks because then I have to go in and clip it out and then it takes forever to export because they're such long videos and they're 4K. So I have my Stream Deck here, which I can't really bring into camera. The cord's not that long, but my Stream Deck has my transitions, all of my scenes, even the ad reads and things like that. My left side, right side, if I need to go, you know, further back to show like when we do Google searches and it needs to go like full window. All of that, even I have a button that I press when I'm ready to start recording and it does a 5-second countdown and then starts, so I can kind of get set and greet the camera. And so everything I do for the videos is done live and in camera. And as soon as I'm done with the video, I change the title and I upload it. And that saves me so much time. Chat definitely could be delayed, which could just be my internet connection. But I'm also just trying to get through everybody's stuff. What program do I use to make music? Logic, which we'll hop over there in a second. When are we getting into Eminem? Hopefully I can dip my toes into Eminem in August. Do I do any engineering? I don't. But I do. I've always been involved in media. I was a youth pastor for about 10 years, and then I served in other pastoral arenas. And I started a church in 2021 that I led for almost 5 years. Like, we started it from nothing and then decided we kind of wanted to make a change. And I had some friends who had a very large church, like in another city, and worked with them to kind of hand it off, and it became a campus, and it's doing exceptional. So even throughout all that time, I was always like taking a step further and learning different things. I got into video editing when I was like 18, but I was on the other side of the camera first and would like do announcements and stuff for our church. And then got asked to edit a video, so I learned how to use Sony Vegas. Then I did an internship that year in Athens, Georgia, and at the end of the internship, they gifted me with a laptop. That was my first computer. And I had some Adobe programs on there and started doing graphic design. And then I worked, basically I graduated from the school I was at one weekend, got married the next weekend, then we moved to Savannah, Georgia the next weekend, and we were youth pastors at a church there. But I was also producing videos for them every single week. And so I learned more about like motion graphics and got really good at editing. Then I wanted to make t-shirts. So then I figured out how to, get t-shirts screen printed. And then I wanted to do like an invite card. So I learned how to do print material. And a lot of those disciplines just transfer and translate to other mediums. And then eventually like got my hands on a camera and started doing photography, more video. And yeah, it kind of just kept going from there. And so that's what I do as for a profession now, which I also do wedding videography. So if you ever want to check out my wedding stuff, that's at youngweddings.com. So I probably do like 15 weddings. I'll probably do 15 to 20 weddings this year. How do I balance all the work I do for the channel, my main job, family time, other responsibilities in life? That's a good question. All right, see you, Ashton. I'm sorry, totally not Ashton. So that's not Ashton. A lot of intentionality. Balance is a myth, right? Perfect balance. Because if you think about when you balance, you're always correcting one way or the other. You got to keep your weight moving. And so I just try to keep a really good, like a pulse on where my time and my energy is going. So even like I shared earlier, I knew I needed to do a video because right now, YouTube's like, it's like starting a business, right? You got to devote some time and energy to it. And there's going to be a lot of hustle in the beginning, but hopefully it can eventually move. And then I can like let go of something else because the channel is filling that gap in income. And then you can give more energy. And then hopefully eventually it's like I can kind of let go, or at least feel the freedom to say no to other things, because it's like, the channel's producing everything I need it to live. So therefore I don't necessarily need this thing. And so knowing that I needed to do that, I sat down on Sunday actually, because I knew this week was going to be crazy, and I kind of worked out my week. And then even this morning, I was just moving some things around and like, okay, well, here's what I need to do and the time that I think I have to do it. And I wanted to make sure my son felt like he had a lot of my time and my attention today. So, you know, I took him with me to go do a job this afternoon. And then when we were done, we went and played disc golf together. So that's a lot of quality time. And then he understands, like, when we got home, he was going to go take a shower and he was going to, you know, do his own thing for a little bit. But I spent that solid block of time with him, so he doesn't care at all that he's kind of doing his own thing, because he knows that I'm carving out time and attention. So it's just a lot of intentionality and trying to keep the main thing the main thing. And you know, it can be tiring and it's a hustle, but I know it has a goal in the end. And the other thing is you just grow your capacity over time, right? So something that you thought was like way too much for you at one time, like if you never had a leadership role, the idea of being the person that everybody else is looking to, you know, it's a whole different thing. When you can show up for work and everything's done, like prepared for you, and you just know here are the tasks I need to do, that's one thing. It's different when you show up and everyone else is looking at you saying, okay, well, what do we do? How do we do it? When do we do it? Where do we do it? And then not only that, you're having to manage their like personal selves. So you can't just be like, you here, you there, you there. You have to learn how to like work with people and help them when they're feeling not motivated or come with a poor attitude, or help them understand like why they're doing the thing they're doing and all those different things. And so if you've never done that before, that feels so difficult. You know, it feels bigger than you. So you learn and you grow. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, you've been doing this for a while. Your capacity has grown. So the next time you have an opportunity to lead, it's like, okay, it's going to stretch you a little bit more. It's going to require a little bit more out of you. You're going to have to learn some things. You're probably going to fail, and that's okay, right? You fail forward. You just learn and you grow. And so the more that you do that, your capacity just grows. And I think by God's grace, I've had a lot of opportunity to do a lot of really difficult things in life and navigate a lot of really hard situations, and they sucked. But your capacity grows and you learn and you add new tools to your tool belt. And so at this point in my life, you know, heading toward my 40s, which is weird to think about, I would hope that my capacity is higher than it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Portishead, nobody I don't think has requested that, but I've heard the name. Have you ever seen Christopher Nolan movie? Of course. I love Interstellar. I saw it in theaters. I'm really curious to see about the Odyssey. I know there's a lot of talk around it, but I try to I like listening to that stuff, but then I try to set it aside. Just watch the movie with my own opinions. Thanks, Jaden. Flow State. I've never seen that. That's funny. So I try to go into movies like putting my preconceived ideas to the side. Let me just see if I enjoy it. I don't want to not enjoy something because somebody else said I shouldn't enjoy it. Same with music. But when I first saw the trailer and he was like, my dad's coming back. I personally, before I heard anybody else talking about it, I was like, that sounds a little strange. I would prefer father. And then in an interview, he said, well, I wouldn't have said dad back then anyways, because it would have been in Greek. And I'm like, come on, man. Come on. So we'll see. I like Tenet too. I don't understand it. And I've watched a ton of videos trying to understand it. But I still enjoy it. And Inception. I think Inception's brilliant as well. I don't think that movie ever gets old. Appreciate that. Sammy R. or Sammy R. Sankofa by Red Veil. Vanisher, Horizon, Scraper by Quadeca. K-pop album. My Dear Melancholy was cool. It didn't get as dark as I was expecting it to. 21 Pilots Love. Yeah, I could talk about ministry stuff all day. I've been through it all. Been through it all. Ultimately decided that's just not where I wanted to continue putting my energy, even though it's really all I ever knew as an adult. Which is kind of fun because I'm kind of taking a lot of the same skills that I built in that, even kind of talking on camera and trying to convey certain thoughts in real time, or even like looking at lyrics and trying to kind of understand them. A lot of those cross into the same as, you know, preaching. And yeah, I've spent, what? Yeah, 20 years of my life or so studying the Bible and teaching for, you know, at least once, if not twice a week, up until last November. So, you know, trying to get to the root of text and understand its original meaning and things like that, which is why I like that. I think I enjoy that so much in music, but also it kind of gives it's a vehicle to talk about life. And that's what I love doing as well, you know, and hopefully in some ways, things that I've experienced or gone through can be of encouragement or help or guidance to others. And that's the part that I think I enjoy the most, is when lyrics lean toward being able to discuss life. No idea what these are, but I'm sending them. We did Currents. Currents is on the channel. You can go watch it now. I just got the CD in today. We did, I appreciate that, Crypto. It's very kind of you. We did NF on the channel. There's another young guy, a young black guy. I can't remember his name. I feel like the artist name is a little bit strange. He's got this one album. He's almost like kind of floating on the cover. He seemed really interesting. My only hesitation to more Christian music on the channel is I feel like it may draw some negativity if I put like a Christian album up and then everybody sees the other content on the channel. Just knowing Christians myself, and not that they would necessarily be wrong in it, because I think it's an interesting conversation about what we listen to, what we ingest, what we're filling our heart and our mind with. I just feel like if they see my other content on the channel, there's probably going to be a lot of like, ugh, how could you have this on here next to Kanye or next to Eminem, or, you know, choose your artist. But not everybody's like that. But I feel like it might invite that kind of thing. Yeah, the stream is about making music. We've just been talking. Sorry, I'm trying to get caught up, and then we'll jump over for a little while and play with something. But we did go through NF's entire discography. That's when I was doing everything a little bit different, going through a song a day. Recently came across your channel. Love your stuff. Would love it if you checked out Close to the Edge. Okay, appreciate the recommendation. Make some ADA videos? What's an ADA video? Is ADA an artist? I do have a gaming channel. I just haven't been uploading. Plus, so I was playing through Resident Evil 4, and I was just uploading like about an hour's worth of gameplay, because that game actually really leans toward that. There's kind of the chapters. But I just don't feel like people really resonate with uncut gameplay as much. And I felt like until I could possibly do some sort of editing, or maybe like I played all the way through Resident Evil 4 and do it as kind of a video documentary with, you know, putting in some stuff from the gameplay and then talking about certain elements of the game. I think that would go over better. But I don't have the time for that. But my gaming channel is Dad Who Dabbles. The tagline is gaming in your 30s. See you, Jackson. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I plan to get to more Travis Scott. Oh, okay, Austin. Thanks. I look like a really well put together adult. As someone who's recently been thrown into the adult world, how do you manage that? Oh, that's a big question. There's you'd have to zone in on the time in my life and what I was doing. I mean, I'm not shy on here. Obviously, for me, like, my faith has been everything to me. I attribute any wisdom that I've gained to to the Holy Spirit and to the scriptures. They've corrected me and encouraged me. I've had great leaders in my life. I've had some not so great leaders in my life. My wife, it's just time and just trying to be a person of character and integrity, trying to keep focus on the right things. For me, like, I knew I wanted to get married. So we got married young. I turned 21, like, right after we got married. We knew we wanted to start a family. So it was probably a year and a half after that we had my first son. And we've just always been very intentional. And my wife and I have fought really hard to keep a really strong friendship and make sure that our communication's open. We work really well together in the sense that, like, just kind of dividing up the things that we do and trying to serve one another. And yeah, I don't know, man. He'd really have to zone in on, like I said, just kind of specific times in life. But just try not to get caught up in anything stupid. Like, try to stay focused. But not even in that, like, don't have any fun type thing. Try to just enjoy life, soak up every moment. There's some really sucky moments in life, for sure. And it can feel up and down a lot. I haven't done Utopia yet. Oh, my family loves the channel. They're all in. Pretty much anytime I hit like another 1,000 landmark, my wife always screenshots it and sends it in our family group chat. So yeah, if my wife wasn't behind me on this, it wouldn't go. Not in the sense that, like, because she'd tell me to stop, but I trust her intuition, and she's also learned to kind of trust my creative ideas. And so I think too, the proof of concept worked. That would be another thing, because it's not that I don't enjoy doing this. Of course I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it a lot. But my freedom and my ability to kind of do the things that I enjoy has been a driving factor for me in a lot of times in life. And so, but the reality is, like, if I'm investing the amount of time I'm investing and nobody's watching and I'm not able to earn anything from it, it's like I don't really have the liberty for that. Especially for me, I started the channel when I had kind of this window when I was handing off our church to somebody. I had like a couple of months before I really had to make some ground because all my income was about to go away. Or at least like my steady income. And so in that time, a few things kind of clicked together, and then primarily through Patreon was proving like, okay, I can, like, people are kind of jiving with what I'm doing. and so much so that they're willing to support it, which obviously it's an exchange of service. It's not like I'm just begging people for money. I'm providing something they enjoy, and so therefore they, want to support it and want access to other things. And so because that proof of concept was working and it was growing, I think for her to see that is like, because obviously what does she care about the most? She cares that our family's taken care of. She don't want me out there selling drugs, but she's like, hey, whatever you got to do to like keep our mortgage paid and stuff like that. Okay. And then when she, I think, saw, this like, okay, there's something here. Of course, if our finances were just like, boom, like sucking, and everything was super stressful, and I'm devoting lots and lots of time. I'm in my office in the middle of the day filming an album reaction. She'd probably be like, hey, do you think that maybe you should, take that time and go do other work? But I think since it's like working, that helps as well. Yeah, I plan on making a video on my testimony that I think will also, again, help shed light on why I haven't heard so much music. I haven't done any experimental rappers. And unfortunately, no, I'm not doing playing songs at the moment. But we will hop over for a little bit, because the whole point of this was to kind of get over into Logic Pro for a minute. So we're going to hop over there and just play around. Okay, so I started this session brand new. Partly what I wanted to do was I heard something really interesting on the Radiohead in Rainbows album. I mentioned this a little while ago, where basically they weren't using a kick drum on the one, and then they were doing the kind of snare type hit on the two, but also with the kick drum, and they kind of just had this hi-hat going, and it created this really interesting effect. And so I just wanted to play with that for a moment and see if we could kind of turn anything out of it. So this may not interest you, and it may get a little annoying because I kind of just have to play with sounds for a minute. But we'll try to set down some like bass sounds, not bass as in B-A-S-S, bass as in B-A-S-E, just so I can kind of get that thing that I was thinking about. So yeah, and I'm not a music pro as far as time signatures and stuff. I still the default thing on Logic is 120 BPM, so I tend to like start making stuff there, and then I'm like, wait a second, I don't think I want to be in that. And then when I slow stuff down, it sounds funny sometimes. So that's something I got to learn as well. But let's just get okay, we're just going to start with a little hi-hat here. Okay. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to quantize these. Okay, those are not in the right spot. Okay, and then I'm also going to, what you can do here is you can use certain shortcut to make them all the same, because some of them, like you can see this, well, you can't see it because I'm blocking it. But actually, maybe I'd be better on this side of the screen. Oh, wait, I'm moving the wrong thing. Hold on. I might be better off over here. It's going to kind of block the sound library, but I think you could at least see all the music pieces better. Okay, so a few things about Logic Pro. This thing up here causes it to repeat. Otherwise, it just starts from where you were. If you hit this, it's always going to start back at the beginning. And then you can see like this hi-hat hit is super quiet. So what I can do is, just because I didn't hit the button as hard, which I'm doing everything on this MIDI keyboard. It's got a couple little beat pads on it, and obviously all the keys when you're talking about drums go to different drum sounds. So you can select everything, and then I can just turn this velocity up. We'll put it at like 54, it's fine. And then we can also get them all the exact same. There. So now all the hi-hats are the same, and they're on beat. Whoa, hey you. Yeah, that's where I thought something was a little bit off. There, that should be right. And so you can see it loops and it sounds right. I'm going to turn this metronome off as well, because now we have this. Okay, so they kind of had that, and then we can... appreciate that. Narwhal, Outcast, Marvin Gaye, that would be awesome. I mean, it's definitely going to happen. Here's the thing, like, Lord willing, I'm around for the next decade at least. So we got lots in our future. All right. So the other thing that they were doing is essentially, probably the best way to do this is boom and pop and boom, pop and boom and. So we can keep like this. Oh wait, yeah. Pop and boom. I think we just need, maybe I shouldn't do it this way. This is actually kind of confusing. I'll just do the snares in myself. So let's find a, I'm probably going to change the drum anyways, because I don't necessarily want to use these. So we'll just use this as a stand-in for a snare. Okay, and then we can quantize these so they all line up. Let's make them all the same. And we'll make them all like this. So now we should have a little boom and pop. Yeah, okay, snare hits. So the other thing that they did is they kind of did this like, which we can just keep the same rhythm here because they did a little like bass, like kick. But I don't want an 808. So let's use something like this. So we can just take all these and drag them up to that. That's a tom. Cool. Like I said, I don't really like the sound of all of these, so maybe we'll play. And this is where it can get a little bit annoying because you're just kind of going through different sounds to find that kind of sound you like. So we're going to solo this layer, so it's only playing those. And we're actually just going to have it repeat like right at it, so we can just keep hearing it. Let's just pick something, you know? This is how you do it. I don't know if I really want like a... That's kind of fun. We definitely need to change this. Maybe we could do like something more of like a wood hit type thing. Tychos? That's what I was thinking of. So let's just take these and bring them up That's not doing anything. Hold on. Why are you not giving me the sound? Okay, maybe I'll just do it like this. There, one off. Okay. I don't think I like that other bassy type sound. I like the kind of organic sound that's making, though. Maybe we can just go with like a regular... That's kind of cool. I like that. Make it a little bigger. Then maybe we can find something fun for this kind of hi-hat sound. What is that? Electronic pop? And I have the chat open, so feel free to say anything. I can still talk to you guys while we're goofing off. That's kind of fun. What if we made these a little bigger and did like a little reverb on them? Okay, you guys can't see it, but there's a little pop out that I have for the reverb control. It's not showing on the screen. So I'm just playing with some of the settings. Let's do... Let's go here. But I'm also going to get a pitch shifter. Maybe we can make it a little deeper. Maybe what I actually need is vocal transformer. That's weird. I don't know, I feel like that could get kind of annoying. Let me go... I'm trying to just cut out some of that high end on there. I don't know, maybe we need to pick something else. Sounds like a boardroom. I wonder if we should look at more of like a shaker, or where's the tambourine? But I have to find a tambourine noise. Maybe I do want a shaker. Yeah, I was messing with the pitch for a second, but shakers are just so aggressive to me sometimes. Thanks, Mobius. It's very kind of you. This would probably sound really bad if it was all, now it's starting to sound very tribal. Would it sound weird if it was all in this Cajon bass? The tribal council meeting, you were voted off the island. All right, we're going to keep that for now, just because I don't want to keep messing with stuff. I want to try to lay down some sort of, gotta find the right... Let's get into the synthesizer here. Wait. No. Wait, what was that? It's something I'm thinking of. Maybe? I like this. Channel my inner Thundercat. Why don't I use FL Studio? Because I don't have it, and I don't know about it, really. I mean, I've heard of it, but I have what I have, you know what I mean? Something like that. It's giving off different tones based on how hard I hit. I'm not really great on the piano either. Let me just get this in. Ah, did not want that last hit there. Did it do it? Yeah, I don't want that little... Maybe it's because I held it too long, a little pull off. Yeah, okay. So, wow. Okay, let's see. I think I accidentally hit one in there. It needs to go more. It's like doing this little clip, I think, when I hold it just too long. Bom, bom. That's not right. What a bomb. I think that's not. I think this should go. Dude, why is my timing so weird on this? See, this is why you don't do this live, because you just sit here for hours and goof around. Boom. That's what I want. It sounds... It's coming in so... Maybe I just need to turn the velocity down. It's too much. Just get all these like on the same... That sounds so off. Sounds much better in my headphones. Maybe it's... Cringely watching the silent story. Love the way you slowly realize you have listened to lights. Yeah, I know. I was like, this sounds familiar. No, that's not right. Alright, that's fine. We'll just deal with the... I'll move on from this in just a second. Just, does it sound so... Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe this is it. It just sounds so slow on that part. There it is. It was just off a little bit. Duh. Alright, that's fine. The only problem is it's not going to make a... I guess what I could just do is... Bum, 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 bum. I think what I want to try to do is just add like this other, don't do that. This other element to kind of like change it a little. Yeah, okay. At least it changes up a little. Okay. We'd say add some chants to really get that tribal feel. We can go looking for them. Let's see. I think we need to go into the synthesizer. Soundscapes. Sound effects. Definitely not going to be alien chorus, but especially maybe in the arpeggiated section. I know there's... Why don't I do this? Let's see. There's probably not chant. Oh, inhuman chanting. Totally changed the vibe. Nope. Let's see. I know there's choir elements. Let's check out some of the different choirs. We don't want classic because that's going to sound all like... Which that's not terrible. See, the Heavenly Voices is a good one, but it's not what we're aiming for. Well, that's not bad. No, I don't want to go higher. We can see what this does, just a little accent. Because it kind of falls off on its own. Maybe don't bring it in so strong. And I wonder too if we could add a, like, I think we could do something to make it like skip, that kind of thing. Let's see. What? I know I've messed with junk before that can make it just go weird. Modulation, I think. You're saying A gate? I don't think I've ever... Oh, I don't see an A gate on here. But I feel like there's different things with these modulation. That's actually not terrible. Is wiggle? Oh gosh, don't be... Jid's rapping ability 1 to 10? I'm not good at rating, man. Because that's the thing. As much hate as Fantano gets, and I think some of it, you know, is warranted. However, he is an individual and has his own tastes. But he kind of has to... You can't... Like, I'm the kind of person that's like, it's a 9! It's a 10! You know, but then everything's a 9 and a 10. I mean, Jid is incredibly talented, and he does a lot of the things that I love from Kendrick, just the different voicings, and sometimes it's kind of goofy. And so, I don't know, man. He's high up there. Hey. This is kind of what I'm thinking. It's a rotor cabinet. But we need it faster. The game is actually pretty good the first time we had it. How did I have that? The acceleration, maybe turn that up. What's this whirl? It's not really giving me. Let me. Can I undo? Let me go all the way back. It's not exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah. It's a little strong. But it's fine. We're just playing. Now the question is, it's kind of loud. I'll pull it down a little bit. More of a presence in the background. Playboy Cardi. If the questions are ever, do you plan on listening to? The answer is pretty much yes. It's just about getting to it. I think. What's up, Brady Lamb? Why don't we throw a fat 808 in here just because? Where's the... Let's go with the Roland 808. Nope, don't want that. Yeah, we'll just throw it in as kind of like a background element. We could just grab these because it's the same thing. Then we just got to move it to the right. Way down. Okay, so now we just have this now we just have this like presence. Sorry, I didn't see your question about the life of Pablo. Oh, it's gonna be in August. Because right now we're cycling J. Cole and Kendrick. And then Nas Illmatic at the end of the month. So we'll hit it in August. See, the thing is, I came in here not really having exactly what I wanted to do. I really just wanted to play with that, like, not having the kick drum in the normal one. GDLU. What is GDLU? Good. Good. I'm trying to figure out what GDLU is. God does like ugly. That's JID, right? All in good time. Something's got to spice this up. It's so chill. See, but I'm starting to betray my no kick on one. Ugh, no, give me acoustic drums. Maybe we can do something in the background. Just kidding. I like a little like cymbal play. Okay, we're just gonna throw a cymbal in here. Oh, I forgot how I want to do it. Let me just redo that. Yeah, I didn't need that one at the end, I guess. Yeah, I can try looking at that eye patch. Maybe if we come over with this too, we can start experimenting with a little more. Is this? Ah. Six, 7. Oh, no, I don't want to change the whole sound on there. Just bring this at that. Do something different. Kind of curious how working in oh, it's because nothing on there. I am in Eastern Standard, so I should be in bed, but I'm being a bad boy. Ooh, that's interesting. But I want it like... So I'm also working with half my screen so I can have kind of YouTube open over there. But I want it like doubled up. So let's do this. And then we're going to have to copy. Nice. What's the vibe or inspiration? Really all I did was I came into this because I did Radiohead in Rainbows, and they had a song on there that did not utilize a kick on the 1 or the 3. They had a kick with the snare sound on the 2 and the 4, and then everything else was hi-hats. And so I just wanted to come in and play with that, and it's really challenging because I want to lean into that boom, zat, cat, zat, boom, zat, cat, zat type feel with everything. It doesn't matter what sounds. And then we were just playing with sounds and somehow ended up on all this wooden tribal stuff. The other day I did create something. I was playing with like emulating double bass and doing like really interesting double bass rhythms. That was a lot of fun. I don't have the mental energy to put into like, because I would do something with this. You know, you can like and like really cut it up and do some fun stuff. But I'm up past my bedtime, and I don't have the mental energy to like really develop that. But yeah, I'll probably just save this, maybe revisit it some other time. It definitely needs some stuff to spice it up. I can give you guys a preview of what I probably am going to use for the next Music Maker's Diary. So let me open that project. I think it's this one. Oh yeah, let me save this real quick. What am I going to save this as? Okay, hold on. Let me pull this back up. Favorite project from the weekend so far? That'd be tough. I really like Starboy. Starboy was really cool. Okay, I did put a few vocals in here, but I'm going to mute those. And so this was me for the first time trying to record my guitar into Logic. And like I've said, I'm not like a good guitar player, but I had some things in my head. And obviously when you're doing this, you can kind of just do it till you get it right or chop it up as need be. So there is a little drop here because I needed this to come in sooner. And so this note wasn't long enough, so there's a little drop. But this is my electric guitar on top. This is my son's acoustic guitar here. And once I flesh this out a little bit more, this is what I'll probably use for the next Music Maker's Diary video, where I kind of walk through everything that I did and the decisions that I made. But with the guitar up here, I wanted a nice crunchy. I just took those and then I emulated the same sounds on the piano, or like the same notes. That was for like this choir one. I've got this flute. Anyways, I did that on a bunch of different things. And then this Giant's doorbell thing was super fun, especially when I cut it up, because it does this weird clipping thing. Like kind of has this resonant sound with it. And then this one too did this funky thing when you cut it up. Kind of puts these almost like claps in it. And then there was these really fun So anyways, we'll play this, might chat for a second longer, and then I gotta go to bed. Most of this just repeats. I haven't really done much to like change a bunch of the dynamics or anything in here. So it's pretty steady all the way through just because I was playing with the sound. Like I said, it kind of just plays throughout right now, and it's a little messy with the guitar part, but that was just me trying for the first time to record guitar in Logic. So anyways, really just wanted to hop on for a little while and hang out, you know, because I'm a lonely fellow. I'm just kidding. Let me catch up on vocalist myself. Be cool to try to sing to something you make one day. Yeah, that would be fun. Like I said, with this thing, I'm trying to, should I embarrass myself? Okay, listen, from a vocal standpoint, I know I'm not a singer. And I would like to get better. And I had like some other lyrics and stuff, but I didn't like the way it was all sounding, so I only kept the like first part. And this is me, this is not me full force, okay? Like I'm leading into all this, like don't judge me too harshly, okay? But I kind of like the vibe or the feel of where it was going. It's essentially a song about a person that presents themselves as a friend, but it's kind of like a wolf in sheep's clothing type thing. I had a whole rap with it. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'll probably scrap that, but so the lyrics here for this first part that I did like is you act like everything you say should be the voice in my head, meaning that they think that everything they say you should hear, or like you should do, follow everything that they're saying. But it would be fun to maybe create some demos and then have people that are actually like gifted at singing do some stuff. So we'll kind of start it here.
Everything you say should be the voice in my head.
Anyways, I think there could be something fun with that. Something. Producing for 2 years, see how others approach their creation process. That's awesome. Keep going. All right, boys and girls. Probably going to call it here because I need to get my slumber. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your night, morning, day, whatever it might be for you. Tomorrow is Mixtape Volume 4 at 12 p.m. My Dear Melancholy from the Weekend at 5 p.m. Wednesday is Radiohead in Rainbows. Thursday is The Great Divide from Noah Kahan. That's a sponsored. Somebody paid for that album, Marissa. So that'll be fun. I've been wanting to look at NoahCon. And then Friday will be To Pimp a Butterfly. I go out of town on Saturday. I'm working really hard to get all the videos done for next week. So if all of that goes to plan, next week, Monday is voted in from the Chef's Kiss tier on Patreon is Olivia Rodrigo. You seem pretty sad for a girl so in love. Tuesday would be Mixtape Volume 5. Wednesday is a Patreon pick is 1999 from Joey Badass. Thursday is something I've really wanted to do is Bon Iver for Emma Forever Ago. And then Friday would be J. Cole For Your Eyes Only. So trying to get all that done before I go out of town because I don't really have recording capabilities when I go out of town. And I kind of just want to be gone and not have to do anything. So. But it's always a pleasure to hang out with you good people. Hope to talk to you soon. Have a good night.